We all talk about Shmiras Einayim, how important guarding one's eyes. So important. There's even an organization called Vayimaen to try and help us do that. But what's in it for me? Very surprising statements from our rabbis, Rishonim and Achronim. Sefer Hasidim, Rabbi Yehuda HaChassid, one of the Rishonim, Siman Taf Tzadi Hey, says, if one has a tremendous struggle, puts the effort, Yireh Zera Yarich Yamim, his kids will benefit from it. Or HaChaim HaKodosh and Bereshis, Memtes Chav Beis says, if one watches his eyes, Mida Keneged Mida, measure for measure, he will not be harmed from Ayin Hara. He always watched his eye, he will not be harmed from the evil eye. The Arizal says you can actually acquire X-ray vision. If one guards his eyes, he is able to look at a vessel which was dipped in the mikveh and to see Yud Kei Vav Kei, the letters of HaKadosh Baruch Hu on that vessel. There's some Sefer in the name of his Rebbe, Reb Nosson Adler. And the same thing appears in Nachal Kedumim, the Chidah, and Parshas Bereshis. When one leaves this place here after at least 120, sometimes it's associated with some sorrow and pain. But one who watches his eyes will not have Tzar HaMisa. Unbelievable, but one can even make money from Shmiras Einayim. Aruch HaShulchan and Choshen Mishpat, Shin Sad Gimel, Seif Gimel brings a whole Maaseh when one can actually win a court case in Beis Din if he watches his eyes. But it also can help our Parnasa. And that is a Segula from Reb Chaim Palagi. Chaim Palagi, the greatest poisek in his generation about 200 years ago, and his Sefer, Toichachas Chaim, Parshas Achemos, he writes, there's a pasuk we keep saying every single day, more than once. Einei chol eilecha yesaberu. Our eyes are to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ve'ata noiselem es ochlam be'ito. We will have what to eat. In other words, we will have parnasa, but it doesn't stop there. It's the end of the Torah in the beginning. Le'einei chol Yisrael. That is how the Torah ends. To the eyes of Klal Yisrael. Your eyes should be to me, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then what happens? Bereshis, cut it in two. Bar, ashis. Bar is tvua, bar is grain, bar is parnasa. Ashis is I will place, I will give. If you're willing to make sure to use your eyes properly, to look only at what you're supposed to, not to look at what you're not supposed to, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I will give you parnasa. Rav Shteiman, Zecher Tzadik Livrocha, sometimes used to go to give a chizuk, to give a shir, to give a shmuz, to go to the yeshiva, to go to shul. He always used to go with his grandson. And his grandson said that many times Rav Shteiman used to find coins in the street. Sometimes it's a half a shekel, sometimes it's a shekel, sometimes it's a 10 shekel coin, sometimes even a bill. He said, I never found any bills, I never found any coins. And they asked him, so how come Rav Shteiman keeps finding money and you're walking with him and you don't find anything? He says, because Rav Shteiman used to fulfill what Igeres HaRamban says. You should walk with your head down. You look down, your heart is thinking about Ribono Shel Olam all the way up there. He says, I look straight forward. I want to see where I'm headed. But Rav Shteiman is looking down, so he makes money. So Shmiras Einayim has many, many benefits to us, other than just fulfilling the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu.